This is our news, the weekend edition, and on the broadcast tonight, find out the latest Bahamians added to the Queen's New Year's honors list. Plus, Bahamasair executives gives thumbs up to its employees in the face of operational issues. And the Genesis Warhawks ready for battle on Bay in the upcoming New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Knowles, and thanks so much for joining us. 8 Bahamians from all walks of life have been named in Her Majesty's the Queen's New Year's Honours List for exemplary service to the Bahamas. Named to the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George is Secretary to the Cabinet Camille Johnson for outstanding services to education and the public service. Those named to the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire include the country's first female Member of Parliament and former Attorney General Janet Bostwick, who has been named as a Dame Commander of the Civil Division for her services to politics. Officers of the Civil Division are the Reverend Monsignor Alfred Culmer for religion, former Commissioner of Police Reginald Ferguson for services to the civil service, and Chief Apostle Leon Wallace for his contributions to religion and the community. Receiving the British Empire Medal are Jason Hanna for services to businesses and the community, Nicole Martin for industry, and former Member of Parliament Alfred Kenneth Russell for his contributions to politics and business. The Queen's 2019 New Year's Honours recognizes the accomplishments of those who have made major contributions to various spheres of Bahamian life. In other news, this evening, Managing Director of Bahamasair, Tracy Cooper, is commending the airline staff for the handling of the recent travel nightmares that saw hundreds of passengers stranded for several hours in airports in Florida and the Family Islands. Cooper says despite the airline receiving major bashing on social media over the past week, Bahamasair executives believe staffers did the best they could with a series of issues that nearly brought their operations to a grinding halt for more than 2 days.
We did have challenges, and the challenge was just because of all of the compounded circumstance that caused us to have difficulty in ourselves understanding fully when we could accomplish all of these flights. If everything was just smooth and we were saying, okay, we're going to take care of this at this time, at the next time, and we relate that, then that's fine.
Bahamasair officials have said the huge delays due to weather, air traffic issues, and the fact that 2 of its jets were out of service. Cooper says staff who dealt directly with irate passengers handled the chaotic situation well.
It was a dynamic situation of which we had to do constant planning. We as a management team, were sitting down for about 2 to 3 times a day, just refocusing and readjusting the schedule. And as we did that, then we sent it out to our staff for all of the stations. This may have come across as to where we didn't know what we were doing and we were just constantly changing the times. But it was based on the circumstances that were presented to us that we had to constantly add or change the communications that was going out to the staff.
The Bahamasair executive added that management and line staff worked around the clock to solve the endless list of issues.
I would like to really thank my management team, because really on Friday night, I think if they had about 2 hours sleep, they had plenty of hours sleep. I'm talking about the senior management and the aircraft planners, etc. We worked straight through the night, communicating with all of the stations, making sure what we can get out of it. And on Saturday, it was a little better. I think we ended up having around 3 or 4 hours sleep. But for the past, we worked because we understood that our passengers were at stake and that we needed to catch up as best possible.
Well, almost 1 week after the Boxing Day parade, and groups are re-energizing once again to take the stage on the New Year's morning. Our Gillian Gray spoke to one of those groups whose members say they are ready to take the top post in the 2019 Junkanoo Parade.
We are days away from the New Year's Day parade, and Junkanoo shacks are buzzing with excitement, with group members eager to show that they deserve the top spot. The Genesis Warhawks finished 4th on Boxing Day. Now members say they are confident that they'll come out victorious in the New Year's Day parade.
You would want to watch and wait for Genesis. You would want to dance to our music. You ain't got no choice but to dance to our music because we have the best music on the blocks. Yeah, they're going to take it away from us. Boxing Day gone, but we can snatch it back New Year's. I guarantee you. We're going to snatch back everything they took from us Boxing Day. We come in for relentlessly New Year's.
All Junkanooers are eyeing the sky to prepare for the eventuality of bad weather. Frenarin Hanna, sponsorship director for Genesis, said no one will do anything to damage their costume, thus officials must start thinking of a plan now.
They are going to have to structure a way where costumes can get to Bay Street. In clement weather, you can't expect if early groups that are rushing before others are on Bay Street, are on time, but it's raining. You don't expect us to offload the trailer and put our stuff in the water. When you see that these elements are going to be a contributing factor, the powers that be should be proactive. Get more tents out. So if you have to offload the trailer, put them under a tent to secure them from the elements. If it's going to be a challenge with the trailers, open up more streets. Needless to say, no one is going to destroy their costume.
Genesis Warhawks is working on carnival-styled costumes for the New Year's Day parade. Costume designer Dennis Saunders said they will be bringing love and passion to Bay Street.
The theme is actually Hispaniola, and we're coming from Latin and Central American countries. Well, everybody feels they are the best, their costumes are the best, but you have to actually get in a costume and perform. You have to have love and passion. And as you can see, the ladies that.
All right, thanks a lot, Jillian. And that brings us to our first break, but still ahead tonight. The Commissioner of Police talks Junkanoo safety. That story and more when our news returns.